Is Path of Exile a pay-to-win game? There's an absolutely tremendous controversy swirling around the gaming industry right now, revolving around the looter and extraction shooter Escape from Tarkov. Essentially, its developers are going back on former promises, increasing product prices, and inserting a ridiculous amount of pay-to-win features into the game for those higher-priced products. Path of Exile is not monetized like Escape from Tarkov, but it's closer to it than you might realize in some regards. Given this high-profile controversy and questions people have been asking about PoE and pay-to-win as of late, let us examine together how Path of Exile might be pay-to-win, depending on your definition of the term, what a PoE version of Escape from Tarkov might look like, and if PoE will ever become as horrendously monetized as Escape from Tarkov now is. And yes, I'll touch on the GGG, Tencent, and 6joy controversy very briefly. I've rewritten this script 11 different times in the past few days. If you're hearing this, it means this version had what it took to take it live. Finally. Now, let's go. Okay, let's revisit that opening line. Is Path of Exile a pay-to-win game? Well, there are three true answers to this question, and they're all correct, depending on your definition of pay-to-win. If you believe a game is only pay to win if you can purchase character power, then Path of Exile is in no way pay to win. If you believe a game is pay to win if you can purchase convenience items, then Path of Exile is 100% pay to win. If you're a bit more in the middle and think it's a $30 game with an extensive free trial, wherein if you'd like to truly progress and grow your character power, you'll need stash space, then it's somewhat pay to win, but it's more so pay to play the game to its fullest extent. However, those three examples examine the most basic form of pay-to-win in video games. Path of Exile specifically does some wild monetization tricks, and they work. They work very well, and more, we're seeing incredible supporter packs and convenience items that you can only obtain by paying real money for. For example, take a look at the Exile's Pilfering Ring from the Affliction Mystery Box. This item, if equipped cosmetically, allows you to track the amount of currency you have picked up off the ground. That's a phenomenal piece of information locked behind a paywall. Or how about the Timekeeper's map device from the Ancestor Mystery Box, which allows you to track the amount of time you've been inside a map, both while inside the map in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, and while you are outside your map atop the map device. This is another huge improvement or feature obscured by the need to pay real money. Even spicier are all the rare finisher effects we've seen as of late in mystery boxes. They clearly telegraph once you have killed a rare monster, which can be a huge asset in ridiculously juiced maps. To GGG's credit, while many of these items are locked behind mystery boxes, they eventually do come to the cosmetic store for a fixed price, and even during PoE leagues, Grinding Gear Games will hand out mystery boxes for free. You just need to control yourself and not purchase more to gamble. It's how I got my Timekeeper's map device. Now, while all this might be graying the ground between pay to win and simply paying for convenience, I'll argue in just a bit why this is actually GGG being intelligent and avoiding the need or even the desire to fall into the pay to win trap Battlestate Games, the Tarkov devs, just forcefully thrust themselves into. Before we finally address whether or not PoE is pay to win or ever will become pay to win, I know it'd be fun to compare the new Escape from Tarkov pay for power features to what they'd look like in Path of Exile. Listed on screen now are the features granted to the buyers of Escape from Tarkov's brand new $250 Unheard Edition of the game. Highlights include starting matches with massive amounts of gear, cheaper vendor rates, being immune to damage at a certain distance when NPCs attack purchasers of this edition, and a unique in-game melee weapon. Wild stuff, right? So if we were to migrate some of these features over to PoE, this would be what GGG would grant in-game to buyers of the Untainted edition of the game. Do note, some of these things would only be available in this expensive version. Larger quad tabs. Start new leagues at level 80 with the campaign done. Begin a league with 20 Divine Orbs and 200 Chaos Orbs. Access to a powerful, unique weapon of your choosing, maybe Voidforge. Immune to NPC damage when more than 2 screens away from said NPC. Now, with that finally laid out, let's finally answer the question that I started this video with. The answer is no, and the reason is super simple. Grinding Gear Games is far too smart to ever implement pay to win in any of their products. They already make bank without it. They can easily innovate and skirt the line between pay to win and pay for convenience with quality of life items like the ones we spoke about before, but they know they can never cross the line in the actual game itself. Instead, they'll find new and exciting ways to get you to support them, whether it's these wild mystery box convenience items, crazy cosmetics, or supporter packs that include a cosmic turtle hideout. Yeah, they're going quite hard. As long as they continue to push forward in this regard, make bank, and develop their game, there is no need to fret about PoE becoming pay to win. Let me be clear. In my opinion, you will never be able to buy power in a Path of Exile game. Ever. Yes, even with the full acquisition of Grinding Gear Games by Sixjoy, which is a Tencent subsidiary, pay to win will never reach the international servers. Tencent has owned 87% of Grinding Gear Games since 2018, with the full 100% acquisition happening quite recently. Regardless, Grinding Gear Games should maintain full control over how their game operates, as they have since the 2018 acquisition. This is also true for numerous other studios owned by Tencent or their subsidiaries. It'll remain true for Grinding Gear Games. If I am wrong here, I will finally play Lost Ark. I think this entire idea was perfectly illustrated during Jonathan Rogers' recent interview with Josh Strife Hayes. For those of you who do not know, Jonathan is the game director on PoE 2 and one of the Grinding Gear Games co-founders. He's been around since the very beginning. He was challenged recently by a Tencent executive on how they're designing PoE 2. It should be either an action game or a loot game, not both. However, Jonathan stood his ground and, of course, will get his way in the end. He's designing PoE 2 to be both, not one or the other, as Tencent may believe is the best way to go about it. I know this is a microcosm of an example, but it's likely representative of how Grinding Gear Games will operate now and in the future. They are not a company out for greed like the Escape From Tarkov devs clearly are. Instead of blatantly inserting pay to win in their game, they will innovate and find new ways to monetize their product. Their supporter packs are excellent examples of this, whether it's allowing players to insert a cool unique drop with a special message into the game, or design an endgame map of their entirely own making. Grinding Gear Games knows how to make money without making their game pay to win. This was a spicy story, and it took a ton of rewrites to put it together properly. If you'd like more hot takes such as this about Path of Exile and other games, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and maybe share it with your friends. If you don't, it's possible I'll be exiled from the PoE community forever. Alongside Path of Exile 1, I stoutly believe Path of Exile 2 will never become pay to win either, and oh, I just did an entire retrospective on its journey from 2019 to now a few days back. Go take a trip down memory lane or learn an absolute ton about PoE 2 right now. It's well worth it.